Happy Friday. These are your local first headlines from York County's news desk. Details continue to emerge in a story we talked about yesterday. In Standish, it's being reported that a man was shot and killed at an altercation at a home Tuesday night. 23-year-old Thomas Foster was identified by state police as the man who died at a Kenny Drive residence. It all started when sheriff's deputies responded to the home shortly before 9:30 p.m. Tuesday after a reported altercation. When the deputies arrived, they found Foster dead and called the Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit to the scene to assist in the investigation. Police said a second man was transported to a local hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. That man's name has not been shared by authorities. Foster's death was ruled a homicide, and an autopsy showed he died of a gunshot wound. No charges have been filed at this point of the investigation. Not one, but two bills to fight domestic violence in Maine are still waiting for funding, and advocates are urging lawmakers to act immediately. The Maine Coalition to End Domestic Violence gathered yesterday at the state capitol. They're calling on lawmakers to pass funding for two bills. One would help fund essential services for domestic violence victims. Another would support court-ordered domestic violence intervention programs. Good news is one bill passed unanimously, while the other received bipartisan support. They're both now awaiting funding through appropriations to be implemented. Now, last weekend, for once, we dodged a snowstorm. But you know who didn't? North Carolina. They were socked pretty hard. Now, one man tried to turn this into an opportunity, but definitely should have stayed at home. Yeah, if you know someone who went out in a foot of snow for Little Ceasars in North Carolina last weekend, this may apply to them. Police in Kingston, North Carolina say a 41-year-old ex-employee is accused of breaking into a Little Caesars after hours, firing up the kitchen, and selling pizzas to unsuspecting customers, and then pocketing the cash. Whole bunch of problems here. One, the place was closed. Two, even if it was open, he doesn't work there anymore. And three, he just took the money. Starting with Sunday night when the storm dumped up to 14 inches of snow. During that first break-in, he made pizzas, sold them, kept the proceeds. Now, when Hackett allegedly returned for a second attempt, there were actual employees inside, and they tried to block him from getting in. That confrontation turned into a physical fight. I mean, after all, the mascot's a gladiator. Anyway, the ex-employee was injured before being taken to the hospital, where he was later arrested. He now faces a stack of charges: felony breaking and or entering, felony obtaining property by false pretenses, felony larceny after breaking and entering, misdemeanor breaking and entering, and a curfew violation. Investigators didn't say how many pizzas were made or sold during the unauthorized shift. Geez, while some people are having a hard time staffing their store, I'm not saying it's right, but there's this guy who doesn't even work there anymore, goes to work on a day off, and, well, he presents all sorts of problems, but then again, no one's perfect. Anyway, that is what's trending, and let's check sports.